finish shuffling, finish mulligans, and get started with their match. Apologies that we only have the ability to show you one of the players' hands. We'll try to give you as much information as possible, but this should get underway fairly quickly. Should be an interesting match to see. Decks that usually tend to control. Obviously, Miracle's trying to postpone the game until they can get that game finisher up. Trying to, make sure that the opponent can't do anything until they can get there themselves by winning off Jace or any of their other win conditions.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Yeah, so we're good to go. Dan's hand, so 2 land, counterbalance, force, brainstorm, possibly and entreat the angels there, seems good. Yeah, Ev's leading off with ponder. Have you pressed save on that? Oh yeah, it's okay. So Ev's on 9. Did Ev fetch? Did you see if Ev fetched there? Can't see his graveyard.
Unfortunately, we're not able to see one of the players' graveyards here.
I don't think he fetched. It looks like ponder's the first card in it, so it should be grand out. Yeah, Ev's still on 20. Yeah. Dan moves down to 19. Basic island, I'm assuming he's just protecting himself from wastelands and whatnot.
I was just playing a Tundra and passing again.
Both players just playing Drago. This is generally what's going to happen in this matchup. Both decks running the full complement of counter spells. Where did the deck list go?
So I'd say that's super exciting to watch for a while there.
I had two of them. I had to do
Dan playing a Flood Strand and off to Brainstorm. I've just played Blue Delta and pass on.
Yeah, Dan not going for his counterbalance there at all. Yeah, so Dan has 1 spell pierce, 1 counter spell, 4 force of wills. Yeah, as his counter suite. Ev just has the 4 force and 4 days. Dan down to 18. With the force in hand, I'd say he's probably going to try and stick his counterbalance here. Getting that card down as early as you can is obviously the most beneficial. Double force as well. And he has 4 blue cards, 3 blue cards if need be. So you can force once. Yeah, he's just going to try and stick his counterbalance. Ev's going for the force. Oh, he's just going for a spell pierce. Oh. Dan's probably priced into forcing back here. And if Ev has the force, he's if I was Dan, I might be greedy and try and brainstorm here. Then he still has force with force back up. He just lets that resolve. Yeah, and as we can see there, Ev playing one of his wastelands. He is running the full complement of 4. So Dan may have known that these guys have played a lot together. He's happy enough just fetching his basics for that. Dan's on 18.
Yeah, so being a bit quiet. I'm trying to sort out various things at the same time here. Not as easy as I thought it would be.
Yeah, so Dan pondering, sees a top, dig and force. With 3 cards already in his bin, ponder being a 4th, fetchland being a 5th, yeah, he keeps them. Goes to the top.
Takes through time being obviously a very good card there.
Dig through time, oh yeah, dig through time. I actually think like dig through time being in the format is great because like a lot of the combo decks would prefer it to Treasure Cruise anyway, because you get to cherry pick the cards you get instead of just drawing 3 randoms. Decks like Sneak and Show and things like that really want the
just find combo pieces.
Yeah, the big search. Pondering. Dan will not care about this. Like, there's nobody wants to waste counter spells on ponders, brainstorms, preordains, any of those things. Save them all for the cards that matter. If I was Dan, I probably wouldn't brainstorm here. End of Ev's turn. He knows what he's drawing. He probably wants them all. Force, dig through time. My general rule of thumb in brainstorm is keep it for as long as you can. The more information you have to work with while you're brainstorming, the better it gets. Obviously with the fetch land, it gets better, but Dan's hand's just full of gas. F down to 19. Although Dan's sitting with a Baneslayer in hand, he might not want that just yet. Council Judgment's fine. He has access to double white currently, although Ev's Wasteland could make short work of that.
Did you just say Baneslayer Angel? It's not really a card you see a lot as a finisher in
No,
Miracles.
it's just a one of in Dan's list. No, it's not. Well, it's been shown up a little bit. It seems fine just as an actual creature to win with. It's not an Entreat the Angels or whatever, because you can't really win any other way. Like you have your one Entreat, and then you have your Jace Optics, and that's
pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's not a fast deck to play.
No, great choice for our first
Dan.
feature.
Yeah, we're in for a roller coaster ride here, folks.
Yeah, Don previously playing the Esper Deathblade deck a lot. Move out of that to play Miracles because he was very sad with the banning of Birthing Pod and decided that nobody should have any fun anymore. It is literally what he said.
Did Dan? Oh, he didn't brainstorm. He topped. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. He's got a nice Terminus there. I can leave floating on top of his deck. It's pretty good. All that being said, if he dig 3 times at any point, then although he may want to fetch and brainstorm to try and hit a 5th land, try and keep up with Ev, especially after Ev Wastelands his white source. Down with 4 cards in graveyard, I think. 3. The land makes 4. He's able to just dig if he wants to. Yeah, basic planes again, protecting from the wasteland. That 1 Tundra is the only target. Again, Ev's more than capable of wastlanding that to shut off Council Judgment and the Baneslayer Angel.
Yeah.
So there's no longer a Tundra floating on top for Dan, or a Terminus floating on top for Dan. Yeah, Dan's just going for dig 3 time, delve 6. Again, I would assume one of the cards he takes here will be a land. Probably a white source if he can, or a fetch that is able to get the white.
Today, all the stuff on the stream is not done by Alex because Alex is playing in the event. Any chance that he has to play hyper shenanigans, he won't leave that. He will definitely try to.
So we're getting into our first counter battle. Force pitching days over this dig 3 time. Ev down to 0 cards. No, 2 cards in hand. I think I can see there.
Yeah, there are definitely some cards left in his hand.
Dan resolves dig. There's a plains, top, ponder, and a spell pierce. So I would assume the plains might be one of the targets, any land that's able to get a white source definitely. I would assume the ponder. Yeah, I think ponder's definitely the better choice in brainstorm there. Dan has so much top deck manipulation with between the top and the fetch land he just took as well. Yeah, please fix your hand. There we go. That would have driven me insane if he had kept his hand like that.
Maybe you.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. He's retopping after his dig. That's not bad. Draw a dig up and then. Yeah.
Pass the turn.
And Ev scoops.
Yeah,
What was,
F
okay.
seems to scoop because
Yeah, he must have. We have no access to Ev's hand. He must have just drawn another land there, and been so far behind. Why is there an exceptional error on your thing?
apparently because
Yeah,
it
I'm
was
gonna
doing something.
go and see if I can get the guys to keep the graveyards on the mat.
Yeah, indeed. We're going to try and fix that because of limited space. Because Gamersworld is having several events today, Warhammer tournament and this Legacy Constructed. We do not have our usual space where we can face the camera straight onto the battlefield, where you can easily access every part of it. So we're going to try to fix that as much as possible. Yeah, because we are not sure what he had in his hand bet lamp, we can't really say what he had. I mean, he could have been drawing blanks for the whole match, not having anything relevant to play. Yeah, we're trying to fix the angle on the table. Hopefully we'll get to see a bit more excitement in game 2 with both players. Well, I can't really say interactive game considering that we have Miracles here, which basically tries to set up his own game for most of the game.
Like 7, I think, or 8.
Okay, well, keep posting it and tweeting and redditing about it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Graveyards should be visible now. Hopefully that'll make it a bit better for y'all. Let's have a look at the sideboards. See what these guys could be bringing in. So Dan has access to 2 Stoneforge, Batterskull, Keranos, Cleek, Pyroblast. Will probably be coming in. Pyroclasm, probably not. Wear Tear, probably not. Grafdigger's Cage, not. Pith or Blood Moon, maybe. Blood Moon might come in. A Needle, probably not. Ev has not. So maybe Pyroblast. Probably Wear Tear because it kills counterbalance. I was kind of hard with it with an active counterbalance. Flusterstorm, yes. Meddling Mage, yes. Rest in Peace, no. Swords, no. Grafdigger's Cage, no. So I can see these guys bringing in 4 or 5 cards each. Dan could possibly bring in Keranos just for an alternate card
It
arrangement.
looks like he's
definitely,
looking at
definitely
Keranos,
yeah.
put it in. It's definitely going with that plan.
definitely under consideration anyway. Remove the junkies away.
We can certainly try.
I doubt it'll work, but
We can try.
yeah. Do you want to put Twitter again?
Yeah, so guys, please follow us on Twitter as well, at SeriousMTG, where we'll post updates on what we're doing and what we're streaming throughout the week.
That'll do. Draft_punks.
Yeah, we also are joined here today by Adam, who usually runs the channel at DraftPunks. You can follow him on Twitter at draft_punks.
And it's also at draft_punks on Twitch for streams through the week for standard, hopefully modern soon, hopefully legacy soon, and sealed limited events, draft events. Try to stream a few times a week.
Yeah, that's Magic Online for the live streaming events. You can obviously stick with us, Serious Business IRL in Gamersworld in Dublin, in Ireland.
We've seen what Dan's. How many cards is he deciding? So looks like Ev's bringing in 5 cards. Gonna predict Flusterstorms, Meddling Mages, and Pyroblasts. Not sure what numbers. So these guys ready to go. I didn't actually catch all the cards Dan brought in there.
Yeah, we actually do have access to a better streaming box. Instead of our regular box, we were able to get the HD one, so the video quality is much better indeed, or should be for you guys as well. We got this box from Shane Downs, a local player who had one and was kind enough to give it to us for the purposes of streaming during the week. While we wait, while these players take an excessively long time to shuffle their decks.
Shut up, Judge.
Oh, there is no reason why they would try to
Judge, my opponent's shuffling too slow.
Yeah.
What's that? A Salton wrist and hurry up?
Yeah, it's subtle hurry up. Yeah. Also, we play around with a bit of saturation and contrast on the camera itself, so we were able to fix a lot of the glare that you usually see from having such bright lights onto the table. So that shouldn't be bothering people as much either. Alright, looks like we're getting some starting hands for game 2 here.
Let's see if Dan's drawn inside word cards so we can figure out what he brought in properly. Wear Tear came in for the battle called Pyroclasm came in, yeah, because Ev has a.
If he's playing Delvers.
Yeah, he's playing
like
Delver,
that Delver.
Stoneblade. Oh yeah, turn 1 Delver for Ev. So he's off to a much better start.
Yeah.
I would assume Dan's just going to turn 1 top here. I don't really see I don't see him brainstorming, even though he has 2 and a fetch land to go with it at the back by the looks of things. But I'd say he's just going to play a top. Yeah. No Delver flip for Ev. Let's count the turns Ev's Delvers doesn't flip. This guy has the worst luck flipping his Delvers.
Not just that, he also dug through time for 7 lands a few weeks
that's pretty
ago.
impressive. Oh yeah, well okay, fine. He can probably set it up to flip next turn. Brainstorm kind of lets you do that a little bit.
Fortunately, we still seem to have some flair. The card in play for Dan is a
Sensei's Divining Top, yeah,
because it's the only 1 drop that he can play.
That he'd be willing to play, yeah. Oh, there wasn't Glare there earlier on in the game. There wasn't Glare there earlier on, unless there wasn't the card just in that exact position. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I thought we
so
had
by moving the camera slightly to give you a better view on what's going to be in graveyards,
there's no Glare apparently.
We now have some glare because they're basically under the lights. We're going to see if we can fix this between the rounds. Yeah. Unfortunately, we'll have to deal with it for now.
Dan just casually hard draws a counterbalance.
Yes.
Nice for some. I mean, although he has no counterspell backup by the looks of things, but he may just that's 2 brainstorms. It's not a force in a brainstorm. Okay, so yeah, Ev flips his Delver.
Hooray! So only 1 turn.
Yeah, not a bad record for Ev, to be fair.
The heresy of this.
Yeah, so Ev down to 19. I would assume to get a volcanic island or possibly his 1 plateau if he has one.
That looks like a volcanic island.
It does. So our esteemed equipment man has lost already, so he's here. Can you just glare?
There's a lot of heresy in it, according to Dara.
There's what? Heresy.
Glare, heresy.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, sure, I'll see what I can do.
Cheers, man. So yeah, Alex is going to see if he can fix the glare for us, so we can tell that Dan has, I think, 2 islands in play on a Sensei's Divining Top.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't actually top down the camera. If you could see where our players are at the moment, they're pretty much locked in between the camera and the cabinet with all the board games.
Yeah.
If we move the table anywhere else, they wouldn't be able to get out or get in there to get on the feature match.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much the best we can do for today.
So Ev chose not to shuffle with his ponder. Beats in for 3. Yeah. Dan will brainstorm, probably digging for a force to get his counterbalance online. Land, swords. So I'd say he's probably keeping this. Maybe I can't. I'm sorry, I can't tell if that's a fetch land or just a basic island in play. If it's a fetch land, he probably keeps.
It's
the
a
sword.
flooded strand.
It's a flooded strand. Okay,
I think he played the flooded strand from his hand.
So
yeah.
he probably keeps the swords to try and get rid of the Delver. And yeah, he obviously puts the volcanic back on top because he can just, or his basic back on top because he can just, because he can just search for it again with the
sculling turn that he has
the
now.
fetch he got, yeah.
I'm looking for cardboard. Is there any drop turns or anything? No. Cool. 20 people watching.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will continue getting that sorted anyway.
Yeah, cheers, man. Thanks a lot.
Interact and tweet and do fun stuff.
I have been
Now,
tweeting.
now you know what I do all the time. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. For it's I usually I'm usually either playing in the events, judging the events, or I am doing commentary. So I don't usually see what Alex does, but apparently, it's much more difficult than you'd think at the first stage.
Yeah,
that Delver got exiled.
Ev gains his life. Just tweeting up here, guys. Jeskai, Delver. Not delivery. Autocorrect is the worst thing in the world.
What word got changed?
Delver turned to delivery, apparently.
Delver turned into delivery.
Yeah.
That's almost the same thing.
Oh yes, totally the same thing.
Okay, so we see some more fetching. And a pyroblast counterbalance. Of course, while Adam was busy tweeting, he can't talk.
No, of course not. I'm a man. I can't multitask. You kidding me?
Women can't multitask either. But
Yeah, no. Shut up.
it's a thing that doesn't exist.
No.
And we see a ponder, pyroblast successfully countering counterbalance during Dan's turn.
You have access to the serious business, yeah.
Yep.
Twitter. So you should retweet. So yeah, Dan's counterbalance did not resolve. Alex is still trying to fix the glare for us, folks. Just bear with us. So Dan should be on 18 yet. Ev 22, yeah. Yeah, you see Ev pyroblasting Dan's counterbalance.
Dan, unfortunately, not having a very strong hand for the things that Ev is doing.
Well, Ev, yeah, he was able to deal with Delver, but there's currently not much going on. If Ev goes for Stoneforge, Dan can obviously just try and wear Terra. Dan not having access to any of his counter spells this match will be a big deal. Although some basic planes in play from the look of the glare, and he's just topping.
It is basic planes.
Yeah, I'd say he'll take the clique, and then if he has a fetch land in hand, which he doesn't, there's a second top. That's terrible. It's like one of the worst draws in the deck. Once you have one active, just like, I don't want that second card. So I'd say. So Dan also with that Caracas there has the soft lock with Clique and Caracas. He just clique himself or every single turn. Which is it's useful.
Yeah,
I've
it does draw you through your deck.
Yeah, I've utilized it a few times as well. Just for I was so far behind. And like for facing off a batter skull, you're able to click yourself to try and find answers, block the batter skull, then bounce your click, and them not let them gain life.
That seems like a very reasonable play.
Yeah, it's it was the only play to be made. Although I'd say if Ev plays batter skull, like that, Dan has the answer in hand. So Better.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
You're
And
welcome.
our Grandmaster has fixed the glare, guys, so you should be good.
He did not have a force of will.
He just had 2 brainstorms in hand. Ev going for a dig. That card's so good.
Yeah.
Dan's
Only a little.
Dan's hoping to find not any of those cards off the top. Although yeah, I'd say he may draw the clique and then clique after the dig resolves. Seems like a viable play because Ev obviously wants one of the cards or 2 of them, so he can possibly get rid of one, or he could just click himself and dump his second top. Although I'm not sure how useful that is for him because the top of his deck's not really very stacked. Ev deep in tank over the cards to take. Either they're all super powerful or they're all not very good. Excuse me.
The card that casually came towards the camera there was definitely a force of will that he had his pick from.
Yeah.
So
Alright, so
counter spell for the next
yeah.
play that Dan could make would be very good.
yeah, so even Dan does try his click here. It's probably not going to work.
Very unlikely.
So Ev draws back up to 7 cards in hand. So Dan still holding his 1 brainstorm, 1 top, and Pyroclasm Wear Tear. So he's full of sideboard cards. Ev has unfortunately played nothing that really plays into them yet.
And probably by now has all the answers in hand
Yeah.
to deal with all of it. There's
Yeah.
a wasteland, so
Which couldn't get. Does Dan have all basics out currently? There's that Stoneforge Mystic. So, well, I guess. Oh, excuse me. Dan could clique, get the clique countered, and then he might have free reign to Wear Tear, the Batter Skull or whatever, whenever.
yeah, if he goes for a Bash Skull,
Whenever it comes around.
yeah, he goes for G-Tech.
Yeah, either one. Like.
You want to get rid of both of them.
They both do pretty much the same thing in this match. They just make a creature huge, and if needs be, gain you some life.
Well, Batter
Batter
Skull
always
always
gains life.
definitely-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
And he wastelands
Caracas.
Caracas.
Yeah, so Dan's drawing his clique this turn.
Not having access to red mana obviously make sure that
Yeah.
he can't do anything with the Pyroclasm.
Yeah, he's topping it up, keep trying to get some lands. I guess he might just take the Tundra to keep his land count up.
No, it looks like he's still just going for the clique.
Yeah.
I can always brainstorm into and
Yeah, I actually might have, because he's a second top in hand, it might be worthwhile to put the Tundra second and spin the top there just to hit his 4th land. Then he can just replay the top in his hand. Or just brainstorm. Either way, like I think, yeah. So Dan's just gonna wait for Ev to put the Stoneforge trigger on stack, and then go for the click.
he's considering responding here in the upkeep.
There's really no point him clicking now because Ev can just equip it in response. Yeah, he's
put it into play in
Yeah.
response. He hasn't equipped it yet,
Yeah.
but then he has no creature to equip
Yeah.
it to.
Yeah, he
I mean, depending on what F took from the dig through time, he may or may not have Force of Will in hand.
yeah, we're fairly sure one of those cards is Force of Will. again, Ev also has the option of just casting Umezawa's Jite here and equipping it.
Yeah.
If he's confident Dan has no counter spells, obviously that's not very likely. Even though we know, I thought Dan would bring in the Blood Moon. It obviously doesn't do very much for him now, as there's no red mana, but it seems quite good against Ev's deck, considering the amount of basics he runs amounts to 1,
which is in play already. Unfortunately,
so I'd say Ev will definitely Stoneforge end the turn.
Dan still has no access
And
to
he's
mana.
he's going for his clique. And spell
Another
second
Pyroblast.
Pyroblast for Ev.
Yeah.
That's both of them in from his sideboard. Yep.
Yeah, and Dan knowing that he can't do anything about it.
Yeah, Ev casually had Batterskull in hand.
That makes sense. Then why not?
Yeah, Dan's very far behind here.
Even Terra does nothing because again, no red mana.
Yeah.
He's completely locked out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. Again, with only, I was going to say again with only 1 mana available, I would, if I was Ev, I might have just GT'd in there. And press your advantage while you still can, you know.
And again, the land that does not add that red color.
It does not, although he is taking access to Council Judgment, which will give him an option to kill the Batterskull. But again, Ev could just bounce it with his 3 mana.
So in all situations, it's not looking good for him.
So what Dan really wants to happen here is to hit Volcanic off that. That doesn't even help because the Terra's 2 mana, right? And where's 1 mana? Or is it the other round?
The artifact killing part is 2 mana.
Yeah. He may have had the 2 for 1 himself there, hoping and then hoping Ev does not have a counter spell in those 4 cards, one of which we're fairly sure is Forcible. So second top definitely goes away. I'd say Pyroclasm goes away as well, or Blood Moon. Again, Dan ever the fighter, never conceding.
Yeah, he was holding the Brainstorm so long because it wouldn't do anything. He has no shuffle effects to get rid of any of the cards that he doesn't want to see. So he's basically between looking and recycling his hand at various stages.
Yeah.
It's not going to do him any good.
No. I mean, like, he was topping every turn, so if he ever saw the red mana he needed to draw, he could just brainstorm them once he found it. Until then, there's no point just blind brainstorming because you're not getting any real value from it. Like Dan always has perfect information on the top of his deck, so he knows what cards are there at all times. Did you retweet me?
I have no idea how that goes. I don't use Twitter.
Go on Twitter. There should be
Go on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah. There should be one from me tagging you. No?
No.
Scroll down. Or no, yeah, press the 2 new tweets button on the top there. Left. No, down. Left. Down.
Left. No.
Middle of the screen below. Let's go.
Oh.
Like
Look
that.
at that. This is interesting.
Oh, I'm not there either. Apparently.
No. See what we have for notifications. Ah, there we go.
Yes. Just do you see the 2 circular arrows? Yeah. Press that.
I do.
And then just press retweet.
Look at that.
Sanders learning social media, people.
Yeah. Social media.
If you're topping for 3 cards, you don't see any more cards.
And brainstorming, you see the same 3
Yeah.
cards. You just put 2 back.
Yeah.
So you get rid of 1 card, then you could top again. Look at 1 extra card. Yeah. But again, if you don't know if that's going to get you any value, then okay.
We've lost.
Yes, the countertop combo for the volume top and the counterbalance. I cast wear tear on both of them. He puts the top on top of his library. Does that negate the whole spell, or does it resolve as a 3-drop targeting counterbalance?
How can you put both of them on the stack?
You Because wear and tear if you cast it this if you
Oh,
cast
it's got
hand.
fuse.
If
Yeah,
your cast from
that's-
hand has fused to 3 drops, so a counterbalance has to reveal a 3. But if he puts the top on top of his library,
Yeah.
does that like counter the whole spell, so to speak, as one of the targets is invalid?
No, because it's the same as as long as one target's there.
It's
It's,
still target the other
yeah.
thing, it's
Yeah.
still 3.
Yep.
Because it's a 3-drop.
Yeah.
For intensive purposes of the spell being.
Yeah, being cast at that point in time. You got a hooray. Yeah, so we're about to probably see Dan's counterbalance getting blown up after Ev's judge question there.
Yeah. So we now know more about Ev's hand. He has wear and tear, going to try and kill both the top and the counterbalance.
Yeah, I'd say Dan will definitely dig in response. There is no chance he will not dig in response. Oh, that's risky. That's his 3-drop that he could have. Oh no, his brainstorm's gone, right? His brainstorm is now gone. It's the dig in his hand. The brainstorm is not there anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna say he could have stuck that back on top with brainstorm to counter the wear tear, but it's.
Well, he could have left mana up.
Yeah.
Could have used dig to get his answers. Then see
Hang
if
on.
he could.
How's this working? If Ev's letting Dan vote, he can't counterspell, right?
If you've already gone to that, the spell is resolving.
Yeah.
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 So you won't be able to counter that now.
Ev's like, what does this card do again?
Yeah, Council's Judgment being one of the few
Conspiracy
playable
cards.
or legacy playable conspiracy cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big hype when that was spoiled. Everyone was jumping on it. Oh my god, this is going to be the removal of choice.
These guys look like they're discussing what actually happens with this card. Should I take? I'll go for a walk. I know. I saw them.
And we see Skull getting exiled by Council's Judgment, while Adam is going to try and see what happens when these players are going to go and see what happens when you use a wear and tear.
Okay, fix that.
Fixed it. What was even the question?
Oh no, it was just Ev let him vote, and he was like, "Can I bounce this?" Like, no,
Not anymore.
not gonna happen.
No, I should have just.
What's this? It counts as 1 and 2, but not what counts as 3? Wear tear count. Whenever it's fused, it counts as 3.
Yeah, when it's used, it's one. It's one card.
Dan getting beaten down hard here. For 5. So he drops to 4.
Yeah, it's not looking very good for him at the moment. He needs a way to get rid of pretty much all of it.
So Dan's digging in response to a ponder here. He may just spin his top. Excuse me, if it resolves. Although. What are you doing? Yeah, next critter mana costs the critter mana both.
Yeah.
Please resolve. Dan's just let them both die.
Yeah. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Well, I guess
He's
he
tapped
has.
out, so he can't really do anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So dig resolves. He found his red mana finally. I'd say he just takes Blood Moon here.
Blood Moon is a good choice, yeah.
Oh, what was that? Swords?
No, it's a top.
Oh, he took the top. Jeez.
That doesn't.
Yeah, then obviously Ev's Ponder resolves. Dan looks kind of annoyed with himself.
I probably
Face-
just
facing
realised
lands.
how wear and tear works with with counterbalance.
Yeah, but he had to have. Oh, was Blood Moon the first card?
Yeah,
Oh, that's awkward. Oh
I
dear.
think it was. Yeah, I shuffled them around a bit, so you
Yeah.
can't really be sure. But yeah, it appeared to be.
Oh.
Or if he had Doug and had a mana up and brainstorm, even if he puts his own wear and tear there.
Yeah.
Oh no, that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. It's 1 and 2.
But if he
Oh,
has his
standard.
Blood Moon there, yeah, that's good. I corrected myself before I made the.
And Ev makes a Delver. I would assume we're going to see. Probably a Ponder off Dan first. Although it's very tough for him. He's on 4.
There's not much he's going to be able to do here.
No, so he can. He's like, oh crap! I have 2 Termises on my sideboard. This is terrible. So he can, yeah, he can wear the thing. If the Delver doesn't flip, he goes to 2. He can Ponder, try and hit his Swords to Plowshares. Oh Jesus!
He has to get rid of the Jite before anything else, and
Yeah.
that's he still doesn't have red mana there. There's cards that he probably needed earlier in the game.
Yup. So yeah, he's just fetching. Doesn't want any of those. Go gets Volcanic Island to have access to that 1 red that he needs. I'm assuming he's going to Ponder now, try and find a thingy, Swords of Plowshares. And he's able to wear the GT and Swords the Delver as long as neither of the cards in Ev's hand are either Force of Will or Spell Pierce.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he found a Pyroblast,
Pyroblast, yeah,
which destroys Delver, correct?
it does. It's counter or destroy any red, blue
Oh, but
permanent.
it's also a red spell. And he only has 1 red mana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Dan's digging deep here.
Yeah, he needs a way to.
He should just have pondered. I don't think he had time to.
This is weird because he's using his only red source now to ponder,
Yeah.
which may be a
Oh,
mistake.
I think he's possibly a little bit on tilt. He drew the Swords, which I guess, yeah, that can get him there. Swords can get him there.
Yep.
Yeah, so if he hadn't topped, he would have been able to wear the GT and Swords the Delver if it flips.
Yep, he would be.
How many rounds are we running today?
Not
4.
not sure. It's up to the shop what they want to do.
I
It
would
also
assume.
depends.
I would assume it'll be 4.
It also depends on what the guys want. We know that the prizes are being done on Swiss standings. But if they want a winner, they can run themselves top 4, I guess.
Okay, so Delver did not flip.
By all accounts,
Ev
that's the
drew-
best thing that could happen for
Yeah,
Dan.
Ev drew a true name, so Dan will be going to 3 here, I would assume. Because Ev will probably. Well, I guess he can just pump it once and go for the kill. He can leave 1 counter on the GT. Yeah, Dan has to go for the swords now.
No counter spells there.
I think Ev has a force will in his hand from that dig way back when.
Lister.
What?
Lister.
Yeah, sword resolves. GT still with 1 counter. Ev ponders, and then I would assume plays his true name.
True name, a card that Dan has no answers for if he doesn't have. How many terminus does he run in the main?
3, so there's
3.
1.
So there's 1. So that 1 terminus is his answer here.
Yeah,
That's all he has to save himself.
yeah.
Um,
Spin your top, Dan. Put that terminus up there.
yeah, Pyroclasm, not dealing with a true name
No.
nemesis.
Not even a little bit.
And it seems very unlikely that Ev would opt to give his own true name -1/-1.
No. I do not see that happening. Yeah. So Dan's going to take the brainstorm top.
Well,
Oh, actually, yeah, sorry, because there's a second brainstorm on top, so he can do that. I'd say he probably still has to get the Pyroclasm anyway, because he has to kill the Delver as well.
yeah,
He's on 3, correct?
he is indeed.
Oh, don't brainstorm again, Dan. I guess he can still draw off top if needs to be.
Yeah, and with 4 minutes left in the round, this is looking very likely to be going to be a draw.
Yeah, I'll just go out and let the guys know.
Can you tell them there's 4 minutes left? Can you tell them there's 4 minutes?
It's Miracle's obviously not being a very fast deck.
Delver should be a fast deck.
Delver should be a fast deck.
but-
Dan scooping them up, not being able to find his terminus, which is just 1 out in that particular situation.
Yeah. He may want to revisit sideboard and bring in a second terminus.
Yeah,
Um,
second terminus seems to be better than most of what he was doing there.
Yeah.
His draw was, or decisions regarding life.
Yeah,
and
Pyroclasm doesn't
fetching.
kill the true name.
Yeah.
Digital Psycho.
Yeah, it basically protects you from everything that player does. The only way to get rid of a true name is a blanket destruction spell, say Wrath God, Day of Judgment, Supreme Verdicts, which you could see play in some Miracles list.
Yeah.
A very popular one from the green-black decks is the Golgari Charm, which
Yeah.
gives -1/-1 and
Yeah,
would
and,
kill a true name.
The Esper Stoneblade runs Zealous Persecution for the exact same effect.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so they still have the sideboard. I mean, like I don't physically think Dan can win in 3 minutes. Like, I don't physically think it's possible for him to win.
I don't think Ev can win in 3 minutes either.
He can go Delver, flip, GT attack, swing, swing, swing.
It could happen.
It's a thing.
Do you know Magical Christmas Land is also a thing?
Yeah, I know, exactly. It happens sometimes. I mean, like I've turned 1 people lots of times.
The point in this game. Well, what do you want? What do you want to know?
What's the question?
I don't see it. The point in the game.
Have fun. Kill your opponent is the point of this game. That's pretty much it. Oh look, the glare's back. How did that happen?
Partial glare.
Yeah.
Glare on
We can still tell that's a Tundra. It's fine.
It can get very bright on tundras.
It can. Lots of glare off the snow. Might even be a volcanic island. Don't even know.
It's
It's a volcanic
yeah,
island after all that.
yeah, not anymore though.
No. Getting wastelanded. Snap wastelanded there from Ev.
Yeah.
He's fetching. Yeah. Second fetch on hand. Doesn't actually matter what land he gets here.
Yeah, I think it was the sequencing and getting his lands in that game 2 from Dan. He chose for a less optimal line of play, probably for fear for wastelands, getting
Yeah.
rid of his red sources, and thinking he would probably get a blood moon in time when he would have. Well, he did at some point had the opportunity to go for a blood moon, but at that stage didn't have the fetch lands to go with it.
Yeah.
So all in all, the lines of play were not ideal.
I don't know. Like, it depends what you're playing around.
Yeah. Well, definitely wasteland in that game.
Yeah, exactly. Like playing around wasteland's a viable thing. Like it's a real thing. It can happen. Yeah. So ponder for Dan. Hand just full of reaction this time. Force of will playing on turbo mode. He might just try and jam counterbalance here. I actually might have just tried to jam counterbalance the spell with spell pierce back up. Oh, the spell pierce is still there. I thought he drew it.
He's going to shuffle.
Yeah. Trying to think. So Dan has what to win with Baneslayer Entreat, and that's it. So he has to hope to be able to entreat for 1, maybe. He has, no force back up.
Where did I play this from this match?
He should have been sitting on top there. Unless your man put it at the back.
So to answer that question is he does not play a basic mountain, so he can't. So he had to be playing around wasteland most of the time until he gets to a turn where he can play the blood moon. Would be why, but that's stretching the I play around wasteland very far.
Yeah, I mean,
Ev already having Stoneforge and getting to Batterskull.
with time on the round.
With time on the round, so these players will go into additional turns, and we can see if Ev is going to be able to make it. It seems unlikely.
I'm in the bathroom.
So we see a Pyroclasm from Dan. If there's no counter spell, and that gets rid of the Stoneforge. And being in extra turns, that means that no player will have a realistic way of winning before the 5 additional turns have finished. So we'll see some more plays there by both players trying to get there. But this looks to be a draw. Pyroclasm getting countered with Spell Pierce being pitched to Force of Will, and in response there's a Brainstorm.
Yeah, they're in turn, so I don't see this game ending.
Yeah, I was just saying that even if he gets the Pyroclasm off, it's definitely unlikely. Now we're if Pyroclasm is countered, and it is.
What happened to Batterskull?
Batterskull is this hand, so you
Oh,
only
okay.
just look for that because he just played
sure.
the Stoneforge. But it's like
Sure.
this turn we could see him dropping in the Batterskull, but then it's going to be turn. No,
Yeah.
there's no realistic way that they're gonna be able to finish this game on in anything else but a draw.
Unless one of them decides to concede, although I don't see that happening either. So the players just discussing the final turn of the game. Oh, I guess Dan has cliques to beat through with. I guess that's the thing. We're on to turn. Yeah, this is turn 4 now.
Yeah, putting in a Battered Skull. Well, clicking with the Stoneforge trigger on the stack. Pyroblast. Well, Lightning Bolt killing the Vendilion Clique. He has a Jite as well.
Yeah, Battered Skull goes away.
Battered Skull goes away, and then I think
then
we're done.
F puts the GTA into play. Yeah, it's bad sequencing there, but yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. Not entirely. We made sense of what was happening in there. Tried to move it along as quickly as possible, but
The thing is, now is the exact point that they don't need to move it on.
okay.
They
so this game
just
ends in
pick up a draw. I didn't get our feature max set up for the next round.
Just get
Tesra's play.
and just so you was one up. You can also just make sure